Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Urban legends, missing heaven, hookman coming for you, missing 15 minutes. AJ wrote it, Sammy reads it, Mothman's flying at you, missing 15 minutes.
Welcome to Mything 15 Minutes, the show where we fit folklore, urban legends, and mass hysteria into a pretty messy quarter of an hour. I'm Sam Rossi reading a...
Truncated.
Fuck is truncated?
Shortened.
Right. Script my brother AJ wrote.
Hi.
Today we're tackling the Satanic Panic, a moral panic that swept through the United States in the 1980s and 90s, fueled by fears of hidden cults, ritual abuse, and heavy metal music, as it always is the case. Seriously, this was an era where normies thought Dungeons and Dragons was an actual gateway to hell. Spoiler, it wasn't. Unless this is hell. You thought about that? Maybe everybody was raptured and this is hell.
No, you see, here's the thing. We're not in hell. We're in an alternate universe. They turned on the fucking CERN fucking Large Hadron Collider, and then look at where we're at now. It all lines up.
It really does line up, and it also explains what we have with the Mandela effect.
You mean the Menendez effect? Sorry. Keep going.
No, that was Menendez defense. Anyways, the roots of the Satanic Panic can be traced to a few cultural trends. First, the revival of evangelical Christian influence in American politics. Reverend Jesse.
You saying Jesse Jackson?
Yeah.
Or Al Sharpton?
Al Sharpton. Jesse Jackson also. But Al Sharpton was much more prevalent in the 90s, wasn't he? Where concerns about morality were front and center. Second, a wave of books and talk shows claimed that satanic cults were secretly abusing children across the country. Thank you, Oprah, Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael. Who else we got?
Geraldo.
Geraldo. I forgot about Geraldo.
I would say Jerry Springer also, if we're talking, well...
No, Jerry Springer never went into the Satanic Panic.
Oh,
like
yes,
that.
he did. Well, not into the Satanic Panic, but was...
The Satanists, yes. I'll give you that one. Step 1, write a scary book that preys on parental fears. Step 2, go on daytime television to get into stay-at-home parents' minds. Step 3, you are now convinced half the country their babysitter worships the devil. Profit just comes with, give me the money, and I'll give you all the answers. AJ, note. I am trying very hard not to make this a rant. You don't say!
Well, here's the thing.
I'm trying to remember.
It's still prevalent today. I mean, think about it now. Now it's no... Because after the Satanic Panic, then it turned into the gay panic.
Yeah.
Whereas the gays are actually the ones abusing children and have a secret cult that want to fuck around and find out. Now, they took that entire playbook, scribbled out gay in fucking crayon, and wrote trans. So it's the exact same thing. It's always why these people are fucking morons. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what it is. I get the fear as a parent to turn around and be like, oh my god, my kid's being fucking weird. Do we got trouble right here in River City? With a capital T that rhymes with P and stands for pool? Yes. Is it because of the trans people? Fuck no. Oh, that was a Music Man reference, by the way.
I know what that was.
Just said it really well.
Yeah, you did. So my brain went, huh. Sorry.
But the point is that it's why a lot of anti-vaxxer parents are the way they are. It's not that they're stupid. It's that they're stupid. But it's, oh my god, my child has autism. It can't be a genetic thing. There has to always be someone to... There always has to be an external threat.
Right, but
it's sort of like how during the 90s, especially for us, where stranger danger was a big thing. Despite the fact that I think over 80% of kidnappings were from parents or family members or friends of the family. There was no stranger danger. It was a matter of, we can't say, daddy might kidnap, little Susie because mommy's off her meds. I don't know where I'm going with this, but...
Okay. One influential book of the time was Michelle Remembers, 1980, a memoir supposedly based on the bane of any rational thought, recovered memories. This heavily air-quoted memories of Michelle Smith, remembering that she was brought to a satanic ritual against her will. Later, investigations showed that the memories were fabricated. No shit. But the damage was already done. And minor spoiler, Michelle Smith would marry the co-author of that book, her psychiatrist, Lawrence Pasdar. I wish that was uncommon, but yeah.
I realized something. For mything, my bane is recovered memories and hypnosis, all that. It's the same issue you have with polygraphs over on Killing. That's what I have with recovered memories on mything.
It's a fake science. It's a fake science.
Well, that's exactly it. Is like, it is so easy to fuck around.
I'm not arguing.
It's like polygraphs. So much stuff. It's bugged. It's bugged.
It's fake science, man. Sorry. And yes, I do have an issue with polygraphs.
I know. You bring it up repeatedly on Killing 15 for the West Memphis 3.
Because everything was based on polygraphs for that. Anyways, we'll get more into that next week on Killing 15 Minutes.
Also, I'm sorry for however Sam edits this. I am blowing my nose profusely. Seasonal allergies or a cold. I'm thinking it's a cold more than allergies right now. I've had enough antihistamines to kill a small elephant, and I'm still sick. So, I've now done enough Dayquil to kill a small child. To kill a small elephant.
Wow! I'm pretty sure you didn't... Well, you might take a dose that hurts a small child. But that just might be because you don't give NyQuil to small children. Okay, Dad? That's why we got the tism.
No, it's because Mom took Tylenol. Haven't you listened to RFK Jr.?
You mean brainworm guy?
Yes, the heroin addict.
He is such the wrong Kennedy I ever wanted in office.
However, I will say that I found one of my favorite memes. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what the fuck is wrong
with my nephew. All right, so yeah, let's get back to non-political.
It's all political,
They're
Sam.
all political.
Satanic Panic was heavily political. In fact...
However, the panic really took hold with a series of daycare abuse cases. The most infamous was the McMartin preschool trial in California.
Fucking California.
You'll like this. Because this is the one where kids were in court.
Oh my
with
God.
So many leading questions. Describe stories of secret tunnels, flying witches, and even animal sacrifices. Why couldn't I have been in that daycare? That sounds like a fun fucking daycare. I'm just saying, could that have been elementary school? That would have been awesome.
I just like the fact that I remember my pre-K when we were living in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we had the German teacher, so I didn't even know old Christmas tree. I knew O Tannenbaum. I knew how to count to 10 in German. I knew how to the German alphabet because she was very German. So it's just one of those funny things.
Mine was Puerto Rican. So we learned Spanish.
Oh, see?
See.
Cool. But it's just funny. They, well, there's my weird pre-K thing. What's yours? Well, we did animal sacrifices and there were secret tunnels and they flew.
And what did you drink today?
It's called cocaine.
I had a Coca-Cola. I had mommy's little soda. By the way, nobody in my family, nobody on that side of the family listened to it. That would be my nephew Anthony when he was 6. Yes, because Addison, he was 4, 4.5, maybe 5. Okay, so he was in that zone where he should not have been drinking a Red Bull. He comes downstairs after running around, and Carla looking up at him going, "What the hell are you doing?" As we hear him running from one side of the apartment to the other. And then down the stairs. Opens the back door, comes inside and goes, "Mommy, I drank your little soda." Addison didn't like it. Well, thank God Addison was freaking under a year old. So, that is my joke when it comes to children and caffeine.
Fair. So anyways, back to the
tunnels and the secret witches and animal sacrifices. Really, seriously, that should, that would have been a cool daycare.
Yeah, however, the next paragraph makes you go, "Oh, that's not fun."
7 years of trials, hundreds of charges went out, but shocking enough, no evidence was ever found. No tunnels, no culture, nothing. Is that supposed to be no cult?
Yes.
No cults, nothing. Well, it could have been culture. But the case had cost millions and ruined lives. I'd say it was America's longest running ghost story, but while watching the speed run of The Fall of Rome has been a bit frightening the last decade.
I'm sorry, was that too real of a statement?
I really, you know what? I always thought...
My thing is...
I could not believe people... We can't have this conversation on mything.
Can't have it on killing either.
Nope. Gonna have to be a blinking. We're gonna end up in jail someday.
No. I've already told you this, and I think I've said it. I understand that I'm actually going to be the first against the wall, not because I am gay or a woman or black or Hispanic or a minority. In fact, I'm a cis, het-passing white guy in his 30s. I'm kind of made for this fucking regime. But I know I'll be the first against the wall because I can't abide. I am an American. I cannot abide Nazi attitudes. I cannot abide fucking McCarthyism. I cannot abide, or whatever you want to call neo-McCarthyism that we're in now.
I would say well, technically it's
so I will always stand in between the people that I love and care about and people who should have the right to existing. Which means that I'm going to be the first against the wall.
I'll probably be with you.
I will, however, take at least as many Nazi scumbags as I can out at that way. Because I am a Captain America fan.
Sounds good to me.
And if Jack Kirby can punch Nazis, so can I.
However, I think a major focus, especially in hindsight, was the focal point placed on pop culture. Rock and heavy metal bands were accused of embedding secret satanic messages in their music. Is that kind of like listening to the White Album backwards?
Read the next sentence.
That's when you could totally hear someone say, "Hail Satan," if you play the record backwards. Which always raised the question, who has the free time to play all these records backwards?
Right?
Dude!
Like the backmasking stuff, I've never understood how people... Like, I sort of get it when you hear, you know what I mean?
Ivan Ekniash.
Kind of, yes. That's superliminal. Well, there's subliminal, there's liminal, and then there's superliminal. What's superliminal? Hey, you, join the Navy. Okay.
Well, what's funny is that we just had the 250th birthday for the Navy. I think it happened on Monday or Sunday.
Cool. We also just had our current regime call every fucking general in to swear loyalty oaths to them, which led to the firing of so many fucking heads of... Sorry, anyways.
Oh, there's so much wrong with this current regime. Where was I? Also,
if you haven't noticed, I'm bringing up a lot of parallels between the Satanic Panic of the 70s and 80s to modern culture, because it's still very fucking relevant. Now you can go back to reading my script.
And of course, tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons were accused of luring kids into witchcraft or suicide. Again, no evidence supports these claims, but boy, would it make so much easier to blame Satan than bad parenting, right? Hell, there were evangelicals trying to say that He-Man was a satanic show. Like, it's pretty intense how stupid this is. I have to also point out the government tried to cancel all music.
Not true, not all music.
Just anything they didn't like.
Well, yes, because that's generally how it usually goes.
And then we had Dee Snider, the great Dee Snider, stand up there and speak so eloquently that they could suck his left nut. It was great. I loved that speech.
Until he came out earlier this, a couple years ago, where he's like, oh, it's trans bad.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the boomer comment. By the 1990s, researchers and journalists had thoroughly debunked the satanic panic. There was no nationwide network of satanic cults, no evidence of ritual abuse, and no correlation between heavy metal or D&D with criminal behavior. Not wrong, and most satanic bands suck.
Well, not... At the time, no. Like, Coven was fucking phenomenal.
Okay.
The acid rock of,
But that's acid rock. That's not satanic screaming metal.
I am the god of hellfire! Yes, actually, Sam. But here's the thing. Aesthetics does not equal fact.
Correct.
Alice Cooper can be satanic on stage. Ozzy Osbourne can be satanic on stage, but that does not mean that they're having ritual sacrifices off the stage.
I don't know. Ozzy could have.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying anything against Alice Cooper,
you know what I mean? It's the correlation.
But
it's the, well, this is what your persona is. Yes. Spoiler alert, Elvira is not
Cassandra Peterson.
I know. Is phenomenal of a woman. However, she's not Elvira when she's not at work.
Right. I think that's the difference between Alice Cooper and Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy was Ozzy all the time. And Alice Cooper is Steve most of the time.
Well, and that's where it is. But that's also where... Anyways.
So, sorry. Okay, back on track. Man, we're really having a day.
No,
Largely, it was in people's head, perpetuated by sensationalized media. You have the grifters, as always. It's the same sort of thing that brought about the Hays Code and the Comics Code Authority. Do not forget the fact that we have warning labels on our music that says, this is bad for children.
Actually, you know why that was? I love this fact.
All right, hit me.
Tipper Gore walked in on her daughter listening to Darling Nikki. That is what spurred fucking...
Was it Prince's Darling Nikki or,
Yes, it was Prince's Darling Nikki.
What's the other one? Somebody redid Darling Nikki.
Well, it would be Prince's, considering the timeline.
Okay, just asking.
But, yes.
Well, you know what? I can't argue that's a pretty, I'm having a moment trying to, say Tipper Gore is wrong because Tipper Gore was wrong. But she has a kind of point with that song.
Well, there's where it's like... there's where I've never been opposed to parental guidance stickers.
No.
In theory. In practice, kind of, but I've always felt that anything that censors to an extent is bad.
My
But on the other
M&M
hand,
CD was censored and still had an explicit freaking language warning on it.
well, no, I get that. But that's where it's one of those things of, I can't hate, hey, this movie's rated R, just as an example. Because maybe you don't want, little Timmy, age 7, watching the movies that I grew up watching. Sort of thing.
Highlander!
Anyways, continue up.
But something happened in the 1980s that would change the game. We still feel it so hard today. The 24 hours news cycle. The minute there was no off switch, and it wasn't just about what news could fit into an hour programming or in 30 pages of a daily newspaper, we were cooked as a society. Now we need more buys. We need more sensationalism. If it wasn't for cause, at the very least, it would be why the Satanic Panic had such a lasting impact. Innocent people were sent to prison and are even still demonized solely from being labeled as a Satanist. Families and communities were torn apart, and the moral panic continued to resurface based on this today, with fears about gaming to conspiracies that arise on social media today. The panic did not die. It just respawned with Wi-Fi. Nice rhyme there, bro.
Did I rhyme?
Yeah, dying Wi-Fi.
Oh, cool.
It's a reminder that folklore isn't always about old myths. Sometimes it's the stories we convince ourselves are true in the present. I'll be honest with you. I've recently had a conversation with somebody that did not grow up in the 90s about Satanic Panic.
Really?
Yes, we had an entire conversation on the difference between the Christian Bible and the Satanic Bible. It was a very interesting conversation.
Would you like to...
I would think I'm debating whether I want to go further into that conversation or not.
Let's save that for another episode.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to for another 7 years. All right. I'm Sam Rossi.
I'm AJ Carey.
Later, y'all.
Living 15.
Keep on carrying on.
C-A-R-E-Y.
Y.
Because
Carry on production.